How many people can raise their hands or listen to this and say how hard it is to navigate the waters when you're going to buy your first home and all the programs out there? And look, I'm not picking on the banks, but I will just a little bit. When you go there, they're pushing you towards the programs they're offering. And they're not saying, well, this type of loan might be better, or if you go through the FHA, or there's this or that. Because again, they're there in the business to, sell their product like everyone else. And then when you're dealing with the realtors, and there's a lot of great realtors out there, they just want to make sure you're qualified. They help you go through a bank. Usually you get qualified before you get a realtor. And if you get a realtor, they're just trying to close that sale. They're trying to do their job. A lot of water to navigate, right? We decided to put a position, or we did RFP out into the community to see if there's an organization out there that people can go to, that can navigate that can talk them off the ledge when they're getting nervous and trying to figure it out. And we made $240,000 available for this position in helping people get to their first home. As we know, interest rates have gone up. They've come down maybe just a tad. And it's more and more difficult. And that's something I got to say that the legislature and my office have been laser focused on. Home buyerships, giving people the opportunity to buy a house, making it affordable. And how do we do that? And this is, like we've said this even with the College of St. Rose, this is one step of many announcements that hopefully we're going to make together in a partnership. The average person that buys a house needs to make about $118,000. Think about that, $118,000. Normal range is about $77,000, right? That's a 52% increase that you have to make to buy a home. And even people that are making great salaries, and you think about people, students that get out of college, they're so in debt, with the college bill they're paying, or they got to buy their first car and the monthly payment, the insurance on cars are through the roof. They can't, even though they might be making $120,000, they can barely make rent. We do want to help people and how to obviously figure out and navigate the waters and give them an insight into, the rehab process, the rundown homes that needs repairs. Our land bank, unfortunately, because of COVID and everything else, people fell behind. We're going to have a ton of homes coming out. I want to say the number 400, for some reason, sticks in my head, homes that are going to be hitting the market. So unfortunately, there's going to be opportunities there because people's bad luck or couldn't afford to stay in their homes. But we want to make sure not only you navigate that water, you get in there, that we give you the foundation to make sure you can stay in that home. When you look at tax exemptions and other things, encouraging homeowners to create more housing opportunities, you can't build your way out of this. We've said this before, right? I forget what the statistics are. It's like a million homes being built every year, right? Something like that. And it was single homes, not apartments and all that, and condos and all that stuff. It's hard to build your way out of this, and then finding the land and the resources and the water issues and the electric and infrastructure, and making it affordable, because we all know everything's going up. The cost of lumber, the labor, you remodel your bathroom, think what that's costing you now, what it cost before, and what it costs today. Just doing any repairs around your house. So we have to figure it out and work together and find the solutions. That's what county government's about. That's what I love about this partnership with the legislature. No, we're not always going to be perfect, but you can get us there by helping us and letting us know what works and doesn't work.
The Navigator program is so smart, and the RFP is going to be going out, I think, later this month, and it will focus on trying to operationalize the construction of a person or an entity that is going to be that person that Dan mentioned, somebody who's going to help you navigate all the different components of home ownership, which are many. And it's not just financing and realty, it's also, what is available for you, how you make the finances work, how do you get the best deal from mortgage lenders, how do you get the best deal in the real estate market, and all of those tricky things. I think this is a smart tool that so many young people and first-time home buyers are going to be able to tap and access. Really, really smart policy here. The second item that we're also announcing, and the legislature will be introduced as a local law in the legislature later this month at our April meeting, I guess. And that is a tax credit for the construction of these accessory dwelling units. And it's a great option for older people who want to be with their families, and a great option for them to have kind of segregated space. And the other thing it does, and I think this is really important to note, is it also, by allowing and facilitating and incentivizing that, you're also freeing up housing for other folks that need it in Albany County, which is also smart. We have a housing shortage here. Dan outlined the expense of it. It's really hard to find affordable housing. More of your income today is going toward housing than ever before by a long shot. And we need to think creatively, and these are two very concrete solutions that will change the game, hopefully, for first-time home buyers, young home buyers, and also older folks who want to live with their families. So very, very happy to be part of this.
In healthcare, doctors from California and Arizona showed that stable housing, it relieves toxic stress, which can corrode a person's ability to process information, even lead to medical depression. In public safety, a study in Washington state showed that access to stable housing dropped first-time conviction rates by 39%, and it diminished the chance of returning to prison by 34%. One of the things that we do know, when we have people that re-enter the society, the most difficult thing for them is to find housing. In education, a North Carolina study showed that stable housing reduced absenteeism by almost 50% and raised math and reading scores by around 33%. We know the issues with people in certain communities, our children, they move from one place to another. And this is going to help with that stable housing issue. In economics, a study by Harvard University showed that children who moved into stable housing neighborhoods had a 31% increase in their earnings as adults. So the one thing that we do know is that stable housing is crucial for success, and that's just plain and simple to understand. So these new initiatives also provide us with the ability to address these inequities in housing opportunities that face people of color in Albany County. So it's clear that as community leaders, we're listening to the concerns of our constituents and the challenges that they're facing. We are using evidence-based research and our knowledge of past practices to inform our decisions in the present as we endeavor to help all of the people of Albany County in the future.
If not now, then when? If not us, then who? And we can sit there and point fingers and bellyache, or we can figure out the solution to the problem. It's not always going to be perfect. We're always going to get criticized. But what we're doing now is not working. So if we can make it simple, simplify the process, we can continue to do projects like this